Hey, friendo, Steve here.
Hey, Larson.
Hey, Larson.
Yeah.
Let's answer some questions. What do you say?
All right.
First up, from Sir Hubbo92. Is Ring of Honor holding back AEW? Is Tony Khan, I think the idea is Tony Khan too focused on the Ring of Honor, of the Ring of Jericho, to allow AEW storylines to breathe? What do you think?
So it's a tricky situation because he paid money for a brand that, I guess now, I don't know, at some point he expected to utilize.
Yeah.
And you can't just buy said brand and then not do anything with it for months and months until you get a TV deal. So you need to do something.
Well, not only
with that brand.
Not only is it like, can you not do it? You're trying to get a TV deal. And in order to get a TV deal, you have to prove that people care about this brand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And part of that then is getting it involved in your show at a level enough that people might be interested in it, even to a degree where you can point to quarter-hour numbers saying, look, this segment involving this brand did good numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the whole reason Jericho's the Ring of Jericho champion now, is because they're trying to get a TV deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have these storylines involving Ring of Honor been for everybody? I guess not. I've seen a lot of people on social media talk about how the Ring of Honor segments detract from their enjoyment of AEW. So
what do you think? Does it distract? Does it make a difference for you?
In my mind, it's not so much, hey, we're going to involve Ring of Honor talent storylines. It's the quality of the storylines involved. Especially now, I guess, with Punk and the Elite out, those are some huge names missing from your show. This is the time to build up new names. They got Mox and Jericho, and a couple of names they can lean on still to bring in the eyeballs. See what some of these other talents have to offer in larger roles on TV, and give them opportunities to showcase what they can do. And part of that has been Ring of Honor storylines. And in principle, I don't mind that. I think that's a good idea. I just don't feel like the creative has always been up to par to really advance my interest personally in Ring of Honor, if that's the quality of the creative we're going to expect.
Yeah, I like the Jericho stuff. I like the Garcia stuff. Mm-hmm. I hope that there's an additional twist, because I don't like the idea of him just going back to Jericho Appreciation Society and that being it. But I'm willing to check it out because I think the participants involved have been doing a good job.
Yeah.
Dude, here's the thing. The Ring of Honor stuff has involved AEW talent. I mean, they're all under AEW. If we didn't get Samoa Joe as their TV champion, we'd have Samoa Joe as, a dude in AEW anyways. And I think
we'd have him as Wardlow's tag team partner one way or the other.
Right, exactly. I mean, are the number of titles in AEW a little bit silly at this point? Yeah, kind of. It's a temporary thing. They're going to get that deal and they're going to fuck off on their own programming.
But sorry to interrupt, but that's kind of what I mean is, like, you got Samoa Joe and you got Wardlow who have individually done really good stuff, and you think, the sum of the parts would be even better, and it hasn't really panned out that way. And I don't necessarily think that's a fault of Wardlow or Samoa Joe.
Yeah, right.
I just think you have two singles champions, especially Wardlow, who lost like most of his momentum coming out of Double or Nothing. Like, instead of pairing him with Joe, and Joe's great. I love Joe.
Yeah, Joe's great.
Like, get him on the right trajectory.
Yeah.
As a solo star. Don't put him in a tag team.
Well, that's a good point. And I think it speaks to something. I don't think it's so. I think you said exactly right. So I'm just going to reiterate. It ain't Ring of Honor. It's the entirety of the booking of AEW. You got too many people. You got too many damn people, and you're just shoving them all together into stuff instead of like taking your time and focusing. There's no way that Hook should have more of a spotlight than Wardlow, but he does. So yeah, it's just there's too many people. There's too much going on, and maybe Ring of Honor getting its own deal will alleviate some of that pressure. And instead of signing up a bunch more people, which I don't even know if he can, I don't know if there's people out there to sign anymore. I mean, there are, because the indies exist.
Yeah.
But like, I'm hoping that once you get that deal going, you just shove all those people over there, and you have your AEW, and you can start focusing on that again. So has it been detrimental to the AEW product? Perhaps. I think that some of the creative has been good, some of it's been crap, and I think that no matter what, like, it's like what WWE had back in 2001. You bring a bunch of people over from WCW, a bunch more people from WWF don't get time on TV, and they didn't get to do the split from WCW and WWF. So what have we got? We got a brand split. Well, WWE or AEW doesn't really have that option, but they're gonna with Ring of Honor going off to be their own brand, and hopefully he won't, like, in order to advertise Ring of Honor, he won't be continuing to have a bunch of Ring of Honor stuff in AEW. It's just a matter of relieving pressure. He doesn't handle his giant roster all that well.
No.
But that's been a thing even before Ring of Honor. Like when he was just loading up his roster with all sorts of people, nobody really gets a big enough spotlight unless you're one of the top like 5 guys. Like Jericho gets tons of time. Blackpool Combat Club will have tons of time. MJF, of course, is a spotlight guy right now. So yeah, he's ever since he's been signing up a ton of people. I mean, go back to All Out 2021 as like probably the high mark of what he was doing. And then after that, there was that second wave of like WWE releases that were coming onto the market. He signed up a bunch of them, and you see the quality of the creative go downhill a little bit. That's when you start running into some major issues.
White Brownie. Could you see Bayley versus Bianca for the title taking place at Crown Royal, then a winner takes all match at War Games?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the match tonight between Bayley and Bianca, I would not be surprised if Bayley somehow gets another win. It'll be overbooked, and Damage Control will help her, but then she could say, well, I beat you. I deserve title shot.
Yeah, right.
And maybe even just from that, you could say, all right, well, War Games, winner take all, something like that.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, I don't know if we've had, I know we had the finals of the Queen's Crown at, whatchamacallit, in Saudi Arabia. I don't know if we've had a women's title change in Saudi Arabia. I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, I don't recall
But they could maybe do something like that there. I think Bayley kind of needs to have that title for a little while. They've booked Bianca so strong that you need to give her some sort of challenge. She needs to chase something. So yeah. Let's see here. I like this one here. Top question. Masked Man. It's almost the end of the year. He says he wants to ask, how is wrestling treating you guys? Are you enjoying it more or less? Is it more of an obligation or feels less so? So I'll tell you the one thing. I'll just start with this one. The only thing now that feels like an obligation that I look at on the schedule and I'm like, oh God, it's AEW pay-per-views because they're so fucking long.
They are very long.
The themed Dynamites are great. There's a lot that I like in AEW still. We can crow about it, but that's because it was really good at a point and then it started not getting great. But there's still a lot that I appreciate about AEW. I don't need 15 matches in a pay-per-view, man. I don't need it. I don't need it. That to me is the only real thing on the schedule that feels like, oh boy, like our weekly routine is fine. Like NXT is kind of crap. It's only an hour and a half or an hour and 40 minutes. It's not that bad. Our weekly routine is I really enjoy. The week goes by really, really fast. The only obligation for me these days, because when WWE would do long pay-per-views, I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
I didn't like that shit. So that's the only obligation I'm feeling these days.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. The long pay-per-views, I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, I there's not much to complain about. I mean, we get to talk about pro wrestling for a living, and I count myself as incredibly fortunate to be in this position, so I don't really have a whole lot of grounds for complaints.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining about nothing.
I can't think of a better job. I can't think of a job more like to have at this juncture.
I'll complain about the AEW pay-per-view though. Needs to be fucking 8 matches.
Break it up over 2 days.
Yeah, I'd do a 2-day thing. I might. Yeah. I was telling Forrester, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think Larson got to get out of Full Gear last year. Maybe I should do that this year. I'm like, sorry, I booked a trip.
I got out of Full Gear. They changed the day on me. That's what happened.
They changed the day. Yeah,
they changed the day. Well, they said it was going to be the previous weekend. I know. I think, and then we schedule a vacation, and then they changed the day.
I'm fucking with you. Yeah, but it's 4 times a year. It's a small quibble of mine. I echo everything you say, man. I love doing what we're doing. I love doing the smaller stuff for Friendo Club TV. We got some more fun stuff for that. I want to pitch a rebrand to you on that one down the line, for Friendo Club TV. I like the ACW stuff we've been working on lately. The Wrestle Juice. I like it all. I can't get enough of this stuff. I really enjoy it all. So no, and oddly, I enjoy sitting down and watching wrestling matches, It's like, I'll watch that shit. So yeah, I'm still down with it.
Scooter Bonds here asks if you could book an NXT Homecoming pay-per-view using any NXT alumni, what would the card look like?
Man.
Have a gauntlet match of all the former NXT champions determine who's best NXT champion.
I love it. That's good.
Every former NXT champion.
That's really good. What are there, like 15 at this point? Something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one. I like that. Yeah, I'd probably, I'd do what is it? 4 horsewomen, triple or 4 fatal
four-way bout. That's good. That's really good.
I'd bring the Shield back. I know they weren't really NXT.
They weren't really NXT. No,
not really. Let's see here. NVC says, what pay-per-view event have you watched the most times?
Probably WrestleMania 1. I used to watch it a lot as a kid.
Okay.
Probably. Usually I watch pay-per-view once and that's it.
Yeah, I can't think of one that I put on. Yeah, like what I put on. It's funny because I think Queen of the Ring Alex posted a tweet, said, "What's your like comfort wrestling watching?" Like he'll just put it on the background. And for me, if it's like late at night and I'm done with the day or whatever, and everybody's sleeping, I love to put on anything from like the mid '90s, like ECW from the mid '90s, Raw from the mid '90s, maybe some Nitro or something like that, just because of the nostalgia bug. I'm like, oh, this makes me feel comfortable, and then it's like New Jack blasting a dude in the head with a chair. And I'm like, doesn't make me comfortable anymore.
Not comfortable at all, yeah.
But, like on Raw, like endless fucking jobber matches for an hour.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That stuff. I like the 90s vibe.
F-Pop asks, let's say Punk did come back to WWE and capable of wrestling at Mania. Who does he face?
Oh, the game.
Well, Triple H can't wrestle anymore.
I can't wrestle anymore. Boy, I do a good Triple H impression, don't I?
Yeah, it's spot on, isn't it?
It's pretty decent. Who would Punk wrestle? I don't know. Well, the first guy he took on in AEW is Darby Allin. So who's the Darby Allin of WWE right now? There's not really any goth kids in WWE, but Von Wagner.
Have him wrestle the Miz or something.
Oh, yeah. There's a story there. Dom. Oh yeah. Oh, Finn.
Oh yeah.
Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Finn Balor. That's who it is. Let's see here.
Excuse me.
Oh, Phoenix says, "What's your Mount Rushmore for best technical wrestlers?"
Oh wow.
So I can't speak to like the Gotchas and the fucking Luthezes.
Yeah, but, people that we've seen. Yeah,
I'd go Malenko and Zack Sabre Jr. are easy on there.
Danielson,
yeah. You got to go Danielson. And
Kurt Angle.
Wow, good one. Yeah, Kurt Angle. That's a good one. Yeah, that's good. Let's see here. What are the Michael Petrosky? What are the chances Halloween Havoc goes from NXT PLE to a main roster PLE? Think they're gonna do that from main roster?
So on one of the calls that Shawn Michaels had, either before or after, I think it was before Halloween Havoc, they think that Halloween Havoc is like their SummerSlam.
Oh, okay.
So Stand and Deliver is their WrestleMania. Halloween Havoc is their SummerSlam. So I'd be pretty surprised if it got bumped up to a main roster show, at least in the current kind of iteration it is now. I don't know if that level of kind of cheesiness would necessarily fly in front of 14,000 people in an arena,
Yeah, no, I agree. NXT needs to worry first about building that buzz back up.
Yep.
We'll end on this one. Sir Hubbo also asked, Is AEW's Fight Forever held back by what happened at the media scrum? I don't think that it's held back. I just wonder, are they going to... Do you think the box art has been manufactured already? Are they going to be able to change the CM Punk out of there?
Yeah, they're probably going to have to change that at the minimum.
You would think, right?
Yeah, because Punk was front and center.
He was literally the main attraction. He was the plus delta on that thing. You know, and I don't know when it's supposed to come out. Holidays?
Early next year, I thought.
Oh, is it early next year? All right.
I thought so.
Yeah. Yeah, you really want to change that one. Who would you put there,
probably gonna
front
have
and
to.
center?
I'll put like Mox and put Mox on there.
It's Mox. Of course it's
Put
Mox.
Mox on there.
Yeah, there you go. Anyways, put Mox and Zach
Or put
Clayton.
the Acclaimed on there.
Zach Clayton, the reality. The Acclaimed.
Bargain
bin. The Acclaimed.
If Zach Clayton's on there, bargain bin is where it's going.
Wow. Get it for a discount. Oh, Eddie Kingston with a Reese's Pie. Compose yourself. All right, anyways, that's going to do it for us. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Check out this other video here. We'll see you over there. Talk to you later.
Goodbye.